Welcome viewers to my views on news. I hope you all are doing well and keeping yourself safe, healthy. Hello, Mr. Sajid, how are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Ma. How are you?
I'm very well. Fourth part of Mr. Isaias Afwerki has been telecast from Error TV a while ago, and last time people were disappointed overall with his interview because he did not give any kind of roadmap or plan to his people. So it was perceived in a disappointing way. Let's find out from you that was this interview different from the last one. So my first question to you is that in this interview he has given a message to the Eritreans who live abroad. What was that message and what he wants to gain out of it?
Firstly, let me speak a little about the significance of this time for Eritrea. I had been waiting for Isaias Afwerki's interview. Why? Because I personally believe that Eritrea is in a transition phase now, because for years, Eritrean government accused TPLF, EPRDF of trying to destabilize Eritrea. Now game over. Eritrean government, president say that game over. TPLF is no more a threat. It means a new era is starting for Eritrea. So what is in this new post-TPLF era for Eritreans? Does Isaias Afwerki have anything new for his support base for Eritreans in outer Eritrea? That is why I've been waiting for these interviews, because the interviews will tell us the direction in which this country will move in coming months and years. In the last interview, he did not announce opening up of Eritrean economy. That is why diaspora, pro-Eritrean government diaspora members criticized him, saying that no new announcement. But this time he addressed the diaspora. He asked Eritrean diaspora members to invest in Eritrea. He said that Eritrea was ready for their investments. At the same time, he did not share any detailed plan. I mean, if Eritrea is inviting diaspora, what is in this offer for diaspora? Is Eritrea offering something to diaspora in return? Though he said investment will not be exploitative, no raw materials will be allowed to be taken from Eritrea. Question is, how can diaspora members trust Eritrean government? Is Eritrean government going to come up with a transparent mechanism for investment by diaspora in Eritrea? He has not shared any mechanism, or that he'll share any mechanism. He just said that basically he said that give us money, give Eritrean government money for projects in Eritrea. So it's just a verbal offer. Let's see what Eritrean government offers on paper to diaspora. Overall, I think the message from diaspora is being heard. Eritrean diaspora, I think, never used its power. Eritrean government relies on cash sent by diaspora. But diaspora members, they remained split. Their frustration with last part of the interview was registered. Government realized, Isaias Afwerki realized, that is why in this part of the interview he addressed diaspora. Diaspora should continue this pressure. Let's see if Isaias Afwerki's government will come with a plan, with some detailed roadmap, which could be appealing for diaspora.
So it was just a request. There was no plan given.
Yeah, it was just a request for donation or investment. Whenever someone wants to invest in a country, obviously people want to see what they're going to get from this investment, but no detailed plan shared by the president.
He has made an important announcement regarding Eritrean military. What is that?
Yeah, military, what is going to be the role of Eritrean military now? Eritrea has one of the largest armies, militaries in the region. War has come to a close. No new war. Though you never know Isaias Afwerki, what are his new plans. But so far, it seems that Eritrean military will have to be diverted to some other activities. Because if you remember a few days, we saw pictures of Eritrean army chief Philippos, who was seen with Eritrean soldiers doing some activities on a development project. And that is what Isaias Afwerki said, that Eritrean military would be deployed to work on development projects, projects like green legacy programs, like we're seeing in Ethiopia, building of dams, etc. If you remember, a few years ago, Isaias Afwerki was in Saudi Arabia, and there he visited greening of desert initiative project launched in Saudi Arabia. So we could see similar projects in Eritrea. Military would be working on these development projects. Overall, a positive announcement that Isaias Afwerki was to deploy military for development purposes.
Mr. Sajid, then what about the new recruitments? What about this indefinite conscription which is going on? Did he say anything about that?
Yeah, a very pertinent question. That if he is deploying already existing military to non-combat, non-military projects, is there need for new recruitments? Obviously, new recruitments will be questioned. Secondly, is there need for indefinite conscription when you're not able to sustain a large military and you want to deploy them for building of dams, for projects like planting of trees in deserts? Let's hope that the government puts some sort of time limit on national service, on SAVA training. Everyone was hoping that he might make an announcement about SAVA, about national service. No such announcement. Only he said that military would be deployed to non-military civilian projects for their work.
Did he say anything about power generation development or industry development? Anything regarding these things?
He said the same things like last time. He was a spectator. We said that Eritrea was producing 120 megawatts of electricity, could be increased to 360. Eritrea can produce thousands of megawatts of electricity. It has huge potential, etc., etc. No plans. Basically, he talked about potential. Like he said in the last part of the interview, he talked a lot about potential without giving details of how Eritrean government is going to explore this potential. Just
But Mr. Sadat is already there since Eritrea was born. He's there since 30 years. And all he's doing is just telling the potential about Eritrea. I mean, he could have done a lot in these last 30 years. He was in full
yeah,
control.
he could have done a lot. We can do some separate video on that. What was the reason? but yes, he should not talk like a spectator, like Sajid Nadeem, like Irma. He should talk like a president, which he does not. He talks about potential. He does not talk about execution. Does not talk about. And last time, in the third part of the interview, he acknowledged lots of deficiencies, lots of areas where Eritrea needed to improve. This time, he did not talk about deficiencies, maybe because last interview was not well received. He talked about potential. He talked about an offer to diaspora, about military, etc.
So, how do you sum up? What is your analysis about this speech overall? How do you think this will be perceived by people? Last time it
As I said
was,
earlier,
sorry?
Eritrea is in a transition period now. I was expecting that he might speak on holding of election in Eritrea, about introduction of democratic reforms in Eritrea. I was hoping that he might put an end to indefinite conscription. He might talk about constitution, about parliament, about delivery of justice, about opening of market, about improvement of ties, and about imprisonment of thousands of activists, journalists, political workers in prison for decades. I was hoping that he might talk about opening up of media. He only one television channel. I was hoping that he might announce opening up for space for private television channels, for private radio stations. No announcement for opposition groups. No announcement for dissidents. Nothing in this interview which could be a ray of hope for Eritreans. No ground-breaking announcement from Isaias Afwerki. He just spoke a little about military, about potential of producing electricity, about other issues. Main issues are, as I said earlier, democracy, constitution, justice, and these issues. But he did not say a word about these issues. So it means that basically he does not want to change his course. He will continue as he has been ruling the country for decades, unless there is pressure from within the country or outside the country. No pressure from inside the country is likely because he's ruling with an iron hand, no opposition, no one can challenge him. And West, US, not in a position to challenge Isaias Afwerki. So what is left is the role of diaspora, because Eritrean economy relies a lot on money sent by diaspora to the country. Diaspora should unite and convince the president, the government, to introduce changes in the country. Otherwise, overall, I am not very optimistic after watching this fourth part of the interview.
Well, that was, yeah. So there is no ray of hope for now.
Yeah, status quo will continue, it seems.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Sajid. Thank you, viewers, for watching us. Please do write to us, give us your valuable feedback and comments. You can write on our email addresses as well. See you next week. Thank you, Mr. Sajid. Bye for now.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Mr. Bye-bye.